I'm waiting to pick up someone, so time for a quick episode. I can do these things on the fly. I'm going to get to 1,000 episodes at this rate. I'm still thinking about the psychology aspect of coronavirus control. So many people are talking about follow the science, but I think the science is absolutely important. But I still think the psychology is huge. If you followed only the science, the virus would be running rampant here in Melbourne and across Australia if you followed the science only. The science is important, you know. For example, you need to wear masks if you can't socially distance. But psychology, the psychological aspect, the population psychology, crowd control and all that sort of thing is such that you have to tell the population to wear masks even when you can't socially distance. See, the science says wear masks if you can't socially distance, but we can't trust humans with that, so we say just wear the mask all the time. If we've got any virus out and about, or like we've got in WA, Western Australia at the moment. One case they had 3 days ago, and they went into 5 days lockdown, and they haven't had another case, so it looks like it hasn't spread so far. But they're still in lockdown. Now, there's no real scientific justification for that, I don't think, really. However, I think the psychological effect is good. Don't take any chances with this thing. If the science says go this far, then go that far. Go much further. I think that's the way to do things. And people say, "Oh, show us your scientific data to prove that you should go this far." And I'll say, "I'll show you our scientific data to prove we should go this far instead of this far." Our scientific data is we've got no cases, essentially, in Australia. There's your scientific data. Don't worry about all your proactive data, all the data that justifies things in advance. Look at the result, and there's your scientific data. And even, I'm not sure, we had curfews here in Victoria for an awfully long time. We all had to be inside our houses by, I think it was 9 o'clock, and then it ended up 8 o'clock. So every night we were rushing home, making sure we were home by 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. And, very obediently, all hopping in our houses, not daring to go out, and in my case, not wanting to go out, I'm as irreverent as anybody, but I'm obedient because I'm not an idiot, I know, even if there was no scientific justification in advance of the curfew, I kind of knew that even if it wasn't justified on scientific grounds, science is only this much of the equation. Psychology is the rest of it, and the population needs to know this is a big deal, because the population is dumb, me included, dumb. Governments know this. Governments are usually not so much dumb as corrupt, whereas populations tend to be dumb and corrupt. So I'd rather, politicians are on average smarter than populations. In as far as I've ever observed, populations are mighty stupid. Just check them out on Facebook, Whereas, politicians trying to control a virus, they tend to be a lot better briefed, especially chief medical officers and things like that. Much better briefed than the average person on social media, even though the average person on social media tends to act like a genius. Brett Sutton, our chief medical officer, is going to be smarter than you, probably, and me, All right, so that's that. That's the way I think anyway. Yes. Even if it's ridiculous, our governments are going too far, just do it anyway. And don't worry about all that Illuminati stuff, just look, we've done well in Australia so far. We're doing something right. My passengers are here.